This is Peter Bint of #DailyK. Coming up next, we've got our Monday special guest corner, Peter's on the Block, that airs in hour number 2. We want to get up close and personal, meeting people from all walks of life, sharing stories along the way. A very human journey on Peter's on the Block. And today's special guest is...
Ja, guten Tag, servus, ich bin's, der Florian, freut mich, Sie kennenzulernen, ja.
Wunderbar! Wunderbar!
Hello everyone, my name's Florian, I'm from Germany, Bavaria, nice to meet you. In Bavaria we say not guten Tag, or hello, we say servus.
Servus!
Yeah, so it's like good? A kind of, in Korean you say satori, dialect.
Okay,
it's a different language.
Now we'll put the music up and down and talk to Florian Krapf.
Krapf.
I have to admit, Florian,
yes.
I have not said your surname ever.
Yes, but you said it perfectly.
No, tell me how to say it properly. I'm sure you're just being nice.
I think a lot of people, when they spell it out, it's Krapf, right?
Yeah.
When they read it in English, it sounds like crab.
Yeah, right?
Or
with a P
the other
there.
crab.
But when you pronounce it in German,
it's Krapf.
Krapf.
Even for Germans, it's very, very hard to pronounce. So whenever I go to like the bank or something like this, they're like, "Please, pardon me."
Wow, is it not common in Germany, that surname?
Not that common.
Oh wow.
Yes, and we have a food which is called Krapfen.
Krapfen.
Which is like you say like a donut filled with jam.
That sounds nice.
So when I was young, I was actually a little bit obese. A lot of
eating
people,
too many donuts.
Yes, no, I hated that donut because a lot of people were not calling me Krapf, they were saying Krapfen.
Ah, because it's like your name, so they're teasing you with that. Oh dear.
I still hate that food.
I used to get teased with my surname, but it was actually much, I can't say it on air, what they used to call me, but Bint actually, I don't know if you know this, but in northern British English, Bint means like a silly woman. So they would just call me like a silly bint. Yeah.
Silly woman.
Yeah, walking down the street indeed. Florian Krapf is in the studio.
Hello.
Do you know Yasmin Alaeddin from Egypt, by the way? Do you know Yasmin?
Yes. I know her.
So she's our Friday guest, and her name also, it's spelt like Aladdin, but she taught me in Arabic, you have to pronounce it Alaeddin. And so now, your surname and her surname, they're both pretty hard to pronounce. I'm linking you together in my brain now.
Wow, you processed that?
Yes, that's going to be saved now. There's going to be a link between you guys. And so Florian's on the show, everyone. I've been previewing this for about a week. Really excited to have you on.
Why are you doing that? So much pressure.
Yeah. If you fail today, Florian, it's going to be terrible. They're expecting so much, the listeners.
You shouldn't expect a lot. Otherwise you can be disappointed.
You will always be disappointed. Just like with a movie. If people tell you it's going to be good, it's going to be rubbish. But no, Florian, I trust you. You're a celebrity A-list. Leonardo DiCaprio, eat your heart out. We've got Florian on the show.
God, I want to hide under the table.
No. So for anyone who doesn't know, but there are many who do know you, can you introduce yourself? How do you introduce yourself, Florian, usually? What do you say? What is like your main thing that you introduce yourself with?
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
I'm curious.
Like if I do it in Korean, I always say I'm from Nonsan.
Yes, you do.
So, and that's not a joke. Nonsan is actually next to Daejeon. It's a small little town which is famous for strawberries. And all of Korean guys, when they go to military, they have to go to Nonsan. So for Korean males, it's not the best place. They don't have a happy memories with that place. But
many people go there training.
Yeah.
For the basic training. I didn't
Before
know
they
that.
get like dispatched. So I went there because I was coming as a scholarship student to Korea in 2017.
Wow, to Nonsan?
Yes, not really to Nonsan. I was forced to go there because I wasn't able to speak Korean. So they sent me there for 1 year to study Korean.
Because it's like out in the countryside, so you must speak Korean kind of thing.
Yes, there are not a lot of people which are fluent in English.
Wow.
So you're more or less forced to speak Korean every day.
What, is there a language school in Nonsan as well?
They have even a college.
Really?
A university.
I'm sorry, I'm totally like ignoring Nonsan and Korean. We were saying mushihe. I've never been. Wow, so they have a college there where you studied.
Yeah, and there weren't actually a lot of foreigners back then. So it only took us 1 month studying at this university called Konyang University. And suddenly our teacher was saying, so now we're going to meet the mayor.
Wow.
시장님.
Yeah.
And he was handing us honorary, citizen
of Nonsan
certificate.
Kind of thing. Oh, wow.
Without doing anything.
Just after like a month or so.
Yeah, just to make news.
That's so cool. So is that why you say you're like a citizen or son of Nonsan?
Yes, right.
Ah, I see. That's what Florian always uses. And we're on the show, maybe the one that's most famous is the Sonnoman family, right?
Yes, right.
Like Families Without Borders. I don't know what the English title is. Right. With An Jong-hwan and so on there. You always introduce yourself like that.
Yes, correct.
And it's always funny. It gets a laugh from all the Korean celebrities because you do sound, when you put that accent on, like someone from Nonsan, like a native of Nonsan, I feel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like,
have you ever been to Nonsan? No.
So
how do you know that?
What I assume people from Nonsan sound like.
But actually, it's more like a countryside vibe if you live there, and the people there, they speak very, very slowly.
Ah, I see.
So that's why probably also when I speak Korean, I speak a little bit slower than the average person.
No, but
maybe.
Florian, the thing that impresses me, and I think some other older broadcasters, foreign broadcasters, is just how good your Korean is, because you haven't been here that long, right?
Not too long, more than 6 years now, I guess.
Okay.
I'm not good at math.
What brought you to Korea in the first place? You said the scholarship, but why did you apply for that scholarship?
Right. So how did I end up going to Korea? It was when I was studying in Germany. So I did my undergraduate degree in Germany. I studied international management. And one requirement for passing the program, the degree, was to study abroad. I always had an interest in Asia, so to say.
Just randomly?
No, when I was young, I turned on the TV and you watch Dragon Ball.
Oh, that was big in Germany?
Yes. I thought it was German because everything was dubbed in German.
Really?
Turned out it wasn't. And also the TV we had was Samsung.
Oh, I see.
I also thought it was German because it was always there.
There's loads of Samsung in Germany. Okay.
It's not. But anyway, I always had this kind of interest also in the food, but I didn't know where to go.
Okay.
So I met those like Japanese, Chinese, Vietnamese, and also Korean exchange students in Germany.
Okay.
And I really, really got along well with the Korean ones.
Oh, really?
So we cooked together. We made kimchi, bulgogi, and all the Korean foods.
In Germany?
In Germany. And we shared the food. Something I didn't know existed because in Germany, when you order a pizza, it's all yours.
It's just for you. Nobody touches that, right?
So it was something very unfamiliar, but also cool. Good. This vibe of sharing something together.
You were happy with that?
Yeah, and so that's why I wanted to go and come to Korea. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. Somebody else told me that. I think it might have been Alberto. When he met some Koreans while he was studying in China, that's what kind of brought him to Korea as
China.
well. Yeah, not even in Italy, when he was studying in China.
He was like, 안녕히 계세요, bye-bye.
Yeah, and then he came over here. But I didn't know that about you, Florian. That's the first time I've heard your origin story, how you came to Korea. And the other thing that I think a lot of our listeners might be thinking is that, we've had Daniel on the show from Germany before. And Daniel's lovely. He's maybe more your stereotypical German, I would say. As in, there is this image slightly, even in Europe, of Germans maybe being very precise and, very hardworking and diligent, but maybe
too much.
A little bit boring, right? And I saw the latest clips from Sonnoman family where they were talking about that, right? They were saying, because you and Daniel were both on the show, they're saying, Germans are usually quite boring. And Fabian, who's also been on this show, said, no, but Florian and Daniel, they're really fun. And then I remember, I think it was Seyun.
Not weird.
No. And then Seyun was saying, no, Florian and Daniel are just trying to break the stereotype by being super fun. But you're known for being a bit crazy, totally fun. So is it a fair stereotype that Germans are a little bit precise and perfect and a little boring?
Course.
Really?
They when they make their plans, what they're going to do during the day, they have like a schedule of 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., like very, very precise, and they stick to this plan. If the plan doesn't work out, they get mad. And when it comes down to the humor code, it's a little bit different.
Okay.
So sometimes when they do make jokes, they try, they laugh on their own.
Okay.
Or just with their close friends, which have the same humor code. So for example, just to give the listeners an example of what the German humor can be.
I want to know.
One time a German friend came to Korea and we went to this supermarket called Home Plus.
Yep, it's very famous. There's one near here.
Yeah, he was looking at that Home Plus sign and then he stared at me and said, "Hey, Florian, next time we go to Home Minus." Wow.
So it's kind of like dad jokes. Maybe Arirang, as our listeners have learned that phrase. Horrible. So you'll know that. I love that. Fantastic. Taylor Hinson's on board saying, my wife and I are big fans of Physical 100. Is that what got you a lot of fame and put you on the map, so to speak?
Maybe. I didn't expect that actually, because as you know, on Netflix, on all those content platforms, every Friday you go on that platform and you have tons of new series and films. You never know which one might be getting famous or
That's
something
true.
like this.
Yeah, some of them just fail, right?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So when we did that Physical 100, nobody knew that this is going to be that big.
Really?
Yeah,
you didn't expect it?
No.
Oh, wow.
So I was surprised. And actually I haven't been long on the show, 2-3 episodes, and then I was like, bye-bye.
Because it's elimination, right?
Yeah.
It's very tough on that
Survival.
show. Yeah.
But yeah, it got a lot of exposure, even in Germany.
Oh, really?
Even the broadcaster from Germany came over to Korea just to film my life in my small little apartment.
Really? Wow. So they were interested that you as a German were on that show?
Because I was the only one.
Wow. Were you the only foreigner?
Not the only foreigner, but the only German.
Of them. Wow. Yeah. And so that went out on German TV.
Yeah.
Did you get a bit of fame in Germany through that then?
For example, because it's a show that shows people that with a lot of muscles and power, whenever you go to the gym, there are people that actually recognize you and you're like, what is just happening?
Wow. So after that show and before that show, was there a big difference?
Yeah.
Changing your life?
Not a big life changer. Life changer was my soon-to-be wife.
Of course, which Florian always mentions on the show. He is the best fiancé I've ever seen, the most committed to always talking about your wife. And I see on your posts on Instagram and stuff, you say you're the property of your wife and you tag her in your posts.
It's
What is that about? That's amazing.
I have to. She can be a little bit jealous.
Aw, that's lovely.
I was thinking about, on Instagram or those kind of social media platforms, there are some people that are married and they only follow their wife or their husband.
Really?
I can't do that to you. I can't just cut you out of my life.
Of course. You're a broadcaster after all.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, listen, I tag you on every post.
Aww.
I'm your property.
Yeah. And you do tag her on posts that are completely unrelated to her, right? And so when I first saw that, I was like, Florian's a really interesting dude. But it's so sweet. It is the sweetest thing I think I've ever seen. Oh, that's nice. So apart from your wife-to-be, you're engaged now, right?
Yes.
Okay. But Physical 100 was a big change.
It was a big change.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I
don't want to do it again.
Really? If you had the chance?
Yeah, really. No. It was on a battlefield.
Yeah. It was really competitive?
It was really competitive, and they didn't on many shows, it's a lot of stage things.
Sure.
Okay, we're going to do that, so everybody knows, but we didn't know what it's going to be, the games
really?
or
You had
anything.
No idea?
Yeah.
It was really a secret?
We were shocked.
How hard it was? Or?
Yeah, suddenly you had that one-on-one battle as the first game, basically, and they were fighting for 3 minutes for their life, basically.
Yeah, it looked
Men
really
against women.
Tough.
And actually, on camera, so much things were cut out. After the games, everybody had bruises.
Really? Everyone was hurt?
There were 2 guys that had broken legs.
Oh my goodness, wow.
They were going to hospital and they were sending them back to the studio because they had to do the posters.
Oh my God, injured.
Yeah, injured. They were sitting in the wheelchair.
Just pretending that everything was fine.
Okay, yeah.
My goodness. The lasting memory I have from that, I think it was the first event where you had to hang on the bars at the top.
Oh, yes.
That looks so difficult. And yet that was the first step. It just got harder and harder.
Yeah, there was how should I say, just basically a test game.
Yeah.
if you rank high, you can choose your opponent for the first game. Basically, we didn't know that actually. They
really? That was another surprise.
I was looking at that. Okay, I should do too much, go too far, because people they were like 10 to 15 minutes on their ball. They had bruises on their whole arms,
right on their armpits and stuff. And so you thought, I'll
until
just
midway,
save some energy.
After half of the participants were like falling down, okay, I'm going to just drop as well into the water.
But if you knew you could pick your opponent or something,
yes, I would have gone a little bit longer.
Wow.
And the water was super cold.
Oh, deliberately? It was like
no, we didn't know. Like on camera, you had this kind of smoke coming up, right?
Sure.
So everybody was like, "Oh, it's going to be hot water.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice." No, it was really freaking cold.
Wow. We're getting the backstory to Physical 100. If you've got any questions for Florian, send them in.
Arirang.
Radio.
And you saw, I got injured and I couldn't even play in the tournament. I'm getting so old, I can't even play football regularly anymore.
But, you know, when I'm not young anymore. I'm 30 now. But when I was young and I was hearing those older people like my older brother saying like, "Oh, now I'm old. I can't do like this anymore."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, come on."
Yeah.
But now I feel it.
It's not a lie.
It's real. It's real.
It is certainly not a lie. And this, recurring injuries, I think, are the worst thing when you're old.
Yeah.
You know, when you're young, you get over an injury and you'll be fine. You'll never have that injury again.
True.
But when you're old and you like hurt one area, you'll just hurt it again and again, forever and ever.
Same spot, right?
And I think that's why people just retire, right? Yeah. They just think, oh, that's enough. We will talk about football, actually, because that's a big part of what you do these days, Florian. But we got Sherry Russell, who's coming with a couple of messages. She lives in Columbus, Ohio, and says, we got a whole section of the town called German Village. They have what look like some really trendy restaurants. What are some delicious German dishes I should try? You laugh, so I'm wondering, if me being British, if it's the same, do you always hear, German food is not very nice? And do you think that as well?
It depends on where you go, but
okay.
I want to ask those fancy-looking, nice, trendy restaurants, what do they sell there? Sausages?
I'm wondering as well. I'm really curious. But if you wanted to say to a Korean or any of our listeners, okay, German food may have a bad image, but you should try this. This is really good. It's not that donut, right? It's not that.
Oh, no. Let's pasta kebab and döner.
Oh!
Which was made by Turkish immigrants.
Yep, we have a lot in the UK as well.
Yeah, basically to Germany.
Yeah.
And that's how it got famous.
Do you have a lot of good kebab restaurants then?
Or wherever you go, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Doner kebab, the one that they carve off that big thing.
Yeah, that's
You don't know what meat it is, though.
Most famous.
Really?
Most famous German, like you say, small little snack you can get on the street. And even because, like, in comparison to Korea, we don't have, like, all the restaurants being open the whole day.
Sure.
So when you go out of the bar at 10 p.m., the döner kage, let's say it like this, the shop always is open.
That's the go-to after you've had a few beers or something.
The hejangguk.
Yeah.
The soup you have after you get hungover.
in the UK as well, that's what we have. So when I came here and I saw that you have soup here, I was like, that's not right. You've got to have something greasy.
Yes.
Like a doner kebab or a shish kebab. And they're like open late and everyone's drunk in there. There's sometimes fights in there as well. And it's very cheap and it's very dirty.
But delicious.
But it's good. You're right. Oh, that's a good choice. You sound like me because whenever people ask me a British thing, I'll always recommend foreign food, like not British food itself.
Same here.
Sherry also says, so Germans love the YMCA song, but do they also love David Hasselhoff, as the old Saturday Night Live skit says? Because he did concerts there, right? He was a bit of a pop star there. Yes. Is he actually popular there
He's
in Germany?
Still popular.
Really?
And even, like, not only YMCA, if you go to Oktoberfest, which is a very big, they say, beer festival in Germany, you can also hear Country Road.
Oh, wow. That song's still playing these days. Wow, because it's another stereotype that Germans have an interesting taste in music, right?
Is it interesting?
Yes.
It's not like we have our own good music. We have rock and metal, which was very famous back in the days.
Oh, German bands.
Yeah. But these days, I can't think of any like German, pop star.
Right? I can't think of any full stop. Right,
yeah.
That's a bit sad, isn't it?
It's sad.
Do we need some G-pop instead of K-pop moving forward? Maybe.
Yes. to push that.
So Florian and I think the most like broadcasting that we've done must be football related together.
And then our personality changes. It's like a war.
That's when we become enemies. I bring out the old chants that British fans sometimes sing about the war, which we shouldn't sing, but we do. And then it gets really bad as well. But
at least we are good at soccer.
All right, Germany have won recently way more than England. I will give you that. But more recently,
yes,
they've not been so good, right? Getting knocked out by Japan, South Korea at the World Cups, and your face changes.
Go that far. Come on. That's already, how far it is? Like almost like 8 years ago.
Yeah, but if you're going to bring up being successful, that's much longer ago.
Yeah, that's true.
It's okay. So Siska asked, Florian, you're also a football fan. So when did you get into football? Why? What brought you into football? Etc., etc.
It's basically in our DNA. You know, when you do sports in school, from elementary school, all girls and boys basically play soccer.
Oh, even the girls as well? Oh, that's
we play together. But when you go into like middle school, because of physical differences, we separated. But still, a lot of girls also play soccer. And the infrastructure, like the system itself, is very different to Korea.
Okay.
So we have leagues that go down to like 14 or 15th league. Maybe in England,
in the UK,
maybe
similar.
you go deeper,
further,
further. So almost everybody who is interested in soccer goes into a club and trains 2 times a week.
Oh wow!
Having a game on the weekend, but we all know we suck.
Okay,
we're not good.
We're just amateurs, right?
That's fine. Yeah. It's fine. We just do it for fun.
Wow.
And it's just the youth players. The number is around 6,500,000. In England, it's even more.
Yeah.
If you compare it to Korea, in Korea you only have 25,000.
Is that the number?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Registered players. Of course, there are a lot more young soccer players, but they are still far from doing it as a hobby.
Yeah, like because not in a club, a proper club, right? Yeah.
In Korea, when you are a parent, you have a child, and your little boy or lady says, "I want to be a soccer player." you want to be a professional player, then try hard. But if they fail, they just pull them out.
Sure. If you're not going to do it as a profession, then it's seen as a bit of a waste of time. Right. Like you've got other hagwons, academies to go to and studying, etc., etc. I didn't know Germany was that into it, like the UK, like all the little boys. Yeah. Not when I was growing up, not so much girls. It was kind of like girls would do other things, maybe netball and other sports. These days, more girls are interested because the England women's team won the Euros. Something the men's team couldn't do.
True.
But we won the Euros. And so there's more female interest. But when I was little, it was all the boys going to play on Saturday or Sunday or something like that. So you grew up in Bavaria.
In Bavaria, yeah.
So what's the team in Bavaria?
The biggest one is, of course, Bayern Munich.
Okay. And so, like, many people in that region are Bayern Munich fans.
Yeah, of course. But in Germany, you have a lot of different clubs. You have a lot of leagues. So basically, you support the team which is in your hometown.
Did you have a team that was closer to you? Who?
It was called Weiden. Spielvereinigung Weiden, but they were only playing in the 5th league or something like this. So,
not very sexy or popular.
Yeah, not so interesting. In our family, everybody was a Bayern Munich fan.
Okay, nice.
Until my dad said bye-bye.
Why?
Found a new wife, and then he turned into a Nuremberg fan.
Oh, he changed allegiances, not just to family, but to football as well. Nuremberg?
I can't forgive that.
Why? Why Nuremberg?
Because his new wife loves Nuremberg. He's a Nuremberg fan. Yeah, so we have this kind of like conflict in the family because of soccer.
Oh, that's so interesting. Wow, Nuremberg are not like traditionally successful compared to Bayern Munich, no?
Yes, but my dad forced me to see a Nuremberg game one time. The atmosphere is legendary.
Oh, really?
Even if they lose.
Amazing.
And the sausages are really good. If you go to Nuremberg, you got to try them. They're very good.
At the stadium?
Yeah.
Like, we have football food. It's got a pretty bad reputation in England. It's, like, terrible. You shouldn't eat at football grounds, especially hot dogs and stuff like that. But I'm guessing Germans, they're taking it to another level with their bratwurst and stuff like that.
Yes, and the beer.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, and German fans, they're famous for that as well. The atmosphere is meant to be good wherever you go.
That's true.
In particular, Nuremberg.
Yeah, especially the teams in the second or third league, which are not that successful, but they have a lot of how you say, loyal fans. So the atmosphere is another level.
Yeah, because they're really supporting with like their whole heart kind of thing, right? They're not just going because it's glamorous or something like that. Yeah. And so you must have thought when Kim Min-jae went to Bayern Munich, this is amazing, right? This is destiny.
It's a Korean player playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world, right?
Yeah.
You have to think about that.
And from the area that you're from.
Yes. Right? I was like, woohoo, that's cool. I love it. Because actually, I have to be honest.
Yeah.
I watched soccer ever since I was young. So the old legendary soccer players like Schweinsteiger, Lahm, Ballack, Klose, I all know them.
Yeah.
But at some point, soccer turned into a big, big business.
Sure.
And because of that, I was like, I can't see that anymore.
Yeah, I don't really like watching it, right?
Yeah, like for 5 years, I stopped watching it. But now, because of Kim Min-jae,
yes,
like this in Korean say, 열정. This kind of like spirit and passion got me back.
So was that 5 years kind of coinciding with when you were in Korea?
Yes, true.
So for me as well, like Arsenal for a period of time were worse than Tottenham. And you know how much I hate Tottenham. And that usually doesn't happen. We were better than Tottenham for like 20 odd years in a row. And then for those like years when we were below Tottenham and I was in Korea, so far away, I kind of lost a bit of interest, to be honest. I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, I hate this feeling. And the games are at crazy times in the middle of the night. We both stayed up last night watching
we didn't
football
sleep
until like 4 a.m., right?
Guys, we didn't sleep because I also watched
Liverpool and Arsenal.
Yes.
Your interest in football is so passionate and big these days. I'm amazed because I only watched that because I got paid to watch it last night. Like, because I have this radio show in the morning. Seriously.
Get rid of that.
No, I cannot stay up that late being like over 40 now. But because I got paid, I watched it. But you just did it for fun, just watching.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I was hoping for Arsenal to win because,
we nearly did.
Again, Man City, if they win again, come on.
We don't want them
it's
to
like
win.
turning like Bundesliga.
Yeah.
And Bayern Munich.
Siska's asking, so in Germany, do you call it soccer or football? It's Fußball, right?
Wir sagen Fußball.
But when you speak English, Florian, you often refer to it as soccer.
Soccer, because we learn British English in school. So actually, when I was in high school, I had a very, very, British accent.
A very thick British accent.
Yeah.
Nice.
I also was watching all the British dramas.
Oh, really?
Skins or something like that.
Oh, Skins. That was good. The teenage
Little
drama.
Britain.
I love that. Little Britain, the comedy sketch show.
I love it.
Wow. And wait, so as Germans, like often you'll watch British things and like understand it all because obviously Europeans are way better at English than English people are at European languages. Like I learned German for 5 years, Florian.
You did?
I got an A at GCSEs and I know nothing. But like, Guten Tag, ich heiße Peter, ich bin something, Jahre alt. And mein Lieblingsfach ist something.
They have so many articles, like der, die, das, dem, din, din.
That's so difficult, right? That is crazy difficult.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to give me an excuse to not know it.
Your daily dose of Korea? Right now. Listen up. Arirang Radio.
We're back for part 2. Peter's on the block with Florian in the studio. If people want to follow you on Instagram, how do they find you there?
Don't do
that.
You will be shocked if you're like on the road and sometimes a post of mine is popping up. It might be a half-naked one.
It might be. You've got some amazing body pics on there.
Yeah.
So to be honest, some of our female listeners were looking forward to that. So they might, and I can see your pecs even in this baggy t-shirt. You're putting me to shame, Florian.
I like big t-shirts.
You do? Why? Why if you work out so much? Is it not like you want a tight t-shirt to show off your muscles?
No, I don't know. It's like most of the people that really are into like bodybuilding or fitness, they wear big size clothes, right?
That's true.
Actually, they are never happy with themselves.
Really?
A lot of people that work out every day, even they take off the shirts and they have like the abs and the big body and big shape, and they get a lot of compliments from other people, they're still like, no, it's not enough.
Really?
I'm not happy.
Wow, that's like the motivation to maybe keep on working out and stuff like that. That's crazy. I wish I had some of that motivation. Like, I'm all flabby, but I'm happy.
Be happy. It's more healthy.
I don't think my wife is particularly happy with the flabbiness.
Oh, why?
So
it's cute.
Search out Florian Krapf
Krapf.
Or just in Korean, Florian.
Yeah,
and you will
Florian.Korea is the tag.
Some amazing pictures on there. And also, you update so often with stories and stuff. I love it. I love seeing your updates. You're really good at making little clips of things.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Because I'm so lazy at doing that. So if you tag me, I'll just share that all the time.
I do work for you.
Thank you. I need to pay you some commission or something like that. And the reason I was saying we're talking about idols just briefly is I recently saw on your social media that you're now on the show. The Silence of Idol is the English title, or 돌들의 침묵, 돌침 is what it's abbreviated, where idols like pretend to be sleeping over somewhere and you're the teacher telling them, get to sleep.
Yes. So basically in Korea, when you go to school, like it's elementary school, middle school, high school, they have this kind of suranwe, which is like not a boot camp. It's a camp where you try to foster a spirit of teamwork.
Yeah.
And you eat delicious food together, you play games together, and you have this 장기자랑, so where you show your talent.
Yeah.
Basically, those idol groups, boy groups, girl groups, they should sleep.
Yeah.
But the concept is they wake up during the night and suddenly practice their songs, and I just pop up and say, sleep.
Get back to bed. But it's much more fun than that. Like, you interact in some amazing ways. And so you started doing that fairly recently, Florian?
Yes, right. It's now maybe the third or fourth month.
Wow. So who are some of the idols you've done it with so far? Do you
there
remember?
are a lot. Eyelid.
Oh, that's big, isn't it?
Vivid.
Wow. And so, if you go to the channel, there's so many videos there. Yeah. My daughter got into that when Ivor on it like a year ago or something like that. And so that's the first time I watched it. I was like, what is going on here? Like, why is everyone in their pajamas on mattresses on the floor?
Right.
I'm watching the Eyelet one and you're just coming in behind the other teacher, it looks like, and being very strict.
Yes.
I love that.
You gotta be strict. And every time they have something to eat, I steal the food, I try it, it's delicious, and it's mine.
Oh, fantastic. Check out Florian on that. Before we get to a quiz, I want to ask you one question that I'm sure our listeners will be interested in, because every day we have a Korean sentence we learn together.
Oh, we do?
And they send in voice clips and stuff like that.
Nice.
What is your tip for learning Korean? Because you learned it so quickly, so well.
But my pronunciation, isn't it a little bit like Germanish?
No, maybe a tiny bit, but for foreigners to get rid of that, I think that's really difficult. And you've only been here like 6-7 years, so that doesn't count.
You know, actually, whenever you learn a language, everybody has an accent.
Of course.
When you go to Germany and you hear Germans speaking English, they sound like, today we drive on the Autobahn. Something like this, but it's fine. Everybody has that. What helped me a lot learning language is basically you always have those boring books where they teach the grammar, the vocab.
I hate it, right?
So rather, what I did, for example, I'm a big fan of fantasy and science fiction, like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. I watched the movies, I read the novels in English, so I know the basic content. And once you get to a level where you can actually start reading those kind of novels, you should do so.
Oh, wow.
Because you already know, let's say, the basic storyline, you can dive in faster and easier.
And you're interested in that content as well.
And of course, the first 10 to 30 pages is going to be a little bit hard because there's a lot of vocab you don't know. So you look it up, but it's repetitive, right? Because it's the same universe. So that helps out a lot. And one more thing, when you read out things, you should read it out loud. Even if you're alone at home and your neighbor is thinking you're a crazy guy, but it helps a lot.
We call that like nangdok in Korean, right? Reading out loud. And Koreans really find that is useful when learning English and other languages. I never did that when I was learning like German or stuff. But I should have. I think you're right. That can really help you. What a good tip.
Yeah, that's one thing. But if you just start reading out a foreign novel, you actually don't know how to pronounce it correctly, right? So that's why you also should watch a lot of videos on YouTube or wherever you find dramas and movies. To
just double check that you're doing it right.
And you just also mimic them. You just, in Korean, say 따라한다. You just follow what they say, and then you sound more Korean.
That's what like babies do as well. They try and repeat after their parents, you know, and that's the natural way rather than grammar and books. I totally agree with you, Florian. Okay, it is now time for our highlight segment. Well, It's called our highlight. I think we've had some amazing chats, so that's probably the highlight.
You're my highlight.
There we go. You're my highlight as well. And we're even filming today later on as well, some more football YouTube. So you'll be my highlight then. But we have a quiz, and our senior writer who you met outside, Kim Jung-hee,
yes,
she specifically puts it into your field of expertise.
Oh, no.
So because you're a football nut these days, Florian,
no,
it's about football and German football at that.
No.
So, do you want to take the quiz? It's not compulsory. You can say no, but if you do say no...
What about maybe?
All of this question effort that our writer went to, and you got to see her on the way out. She won't be happy.
I can close my eyes while going out. So if I say no, I just can go home.
You can
and
go
sleep
home.
Again.
You can go home early, yeah, but... There is prizes in this box of coloured balls. If you get it right, you get to choose one. There's actually a prize valued up to about 150,000 won in here.
That's what I call capitalism. Let's go for it.
The rest of them are worth 1,000 won, though. Okay, so you're going to take the quiz, yes?
Yes!
Yay! And if you get the answer right, you get to hear that wonderful xylophone one more time.
Okay, one more time.
Okay?
If not, I will be knocked out.
Yeah, you will just get a punch in the face. No, I'm kidding. No violence on the show. All right, so here's the quiz question. Ready? Okay. In 1978, Cha Bong-gun became the first Korean football player to debut in Germany's professional football league. During his time in the Bundesliga, he became the top Asian scorer with a total of 98 goals, winning the hearts of German fans. What nickname was he known by in Germany? We have options for you if you need them, but if you don't, if you want to show off, flex your mental muscles, then tell us.
Isn't it that easy?
Yep, that's the quiz question. Are you surprised? Come on then.
Really?
Yep. Do you need the options or not?
Two.
Oh.
It's just Cha Boom and Boom.
Oh, Cha Boom and Boom.
Because when he makes a goal, they say boom.
Oh, well done, Florian.
Come on. Well, why? That's too easy.
Okay, choose a ball. We are running short of time. We've had such a good time talking here.
Are we doing all the balls?
No, you just get one.
Oh, really?
Yes,
oh,
that's
no.
it. Let's open it up. It's too late.
Oh,
You've
no.
chosen. If you've opened it, you got to take responsibility.
Let me check.
What does it say on there?
Oh, 1,000,000 won.
Where?
It says 10 million.
10 million won. No, it does not. What does it really say?
술 맛을 더욱 꿀맛으로 만들어진 민와 소주 잔 세트.
Oh, a soju glass set. Congratulations there.
I actually have a furniture at home that also has minwa
Little traditional
on it.
drawings. Here you go. Straight away. We literally give you. There you go.
Oh,
Florian.
감사합니다.
Congratulations. Florian, it's been amazing. But yeah, because we're running short of time, would you like to say a final goodbye to our listeners?
Everybody stay healthy. It's getting cold in Korea.
It is indeed.
And take care of your health.
You're wearing shorts today, Florian.
I like the shorts.
You stay healthy as well, Florian. It was such a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for coming early in the morning. And good luck with everything. I will see you tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to take some sleep.
Thank you very much. I need some sleep as well after this, I think. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. We'll be back at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's been your Daily Dose of Career. #DailyK out. That was Peter's on the Block with our special guest that airs on #DailyK's Monday edition, hour number 2.